including one of the highest of all. Here's Rita Braver.
It is one of the most symbolic buildings in the nation, the new One World Trade Center, rising resolutely after the devastation of September 11, 2001. And what was chosen to greet visitors as they enter?
It wasn't a mural about the attacks. This was a mural about moving forward. It's a mural about resilience.
From the beginning, artist Jose Parla says he knew it had to be a powerful piece.
It's a mural about strength and unity, and I see it more about people coming together, like the diversity in New York City. So it celebrates New York.
Called One, Union of the Senses, Parla painted it in a sustained burst of impassioned creativity.
Over the weeks and weeks and weeks working into it, I started to melt into it. I started to feel like I was one with the canvas. And there was a lot of energy and action in this painting. You know, I was almost tasting the paint with my eyes, and I was touching the paint with my ears.
And the fact that Jose Parla was commissioned to paint this mural for a public building is slightly ironic, considering that his very first pieces were unauthorized works on public spaces in his hometown of Miami.
This is me here on top of the wall, and what I'm doing is I'm coloring the top of the wall upside down.
You were little kids.
Yeah, I was 10 years old in this picture.
10 years old when Parla became part of what's now known as the graffiti movement.
Say what? Yeah! Now who's back? To the rear!
He went by the nickname Ease.
This I did for my mother on Mother's Day, a mom piece in 1987.
What did your mother think? You go out and make her a piece on a wall?
You know, it was a mixed feelings of emotion, because she was like happy that I did something for her, but then scared that I could have gone to jail for it. And so she was like, "You're going to get in so much trouble."
Parla did get into plenty of mischief. But child of the hip-hop generation, he also had plenty of fun. His parents were Cuban immigrants. It was a high school teacher who spotted his talent and helped Parla get a scholarship to Georgia's Savannah College of Art and Design when he was just 16.
To me, it was like winning the lottery, because I didn't want to be in school anymore. I basically showed up to history and art class. The rest I would skip. Well, welcome to the studio.
Well, thank you. It is where else in Brooklyn that he creates his huge canvases, which he says are direct descendants of his earlier graffiti works.
Every so often, I'm inspired to write the story of my life and what's happening, like as if it was a diary. And the way I
But I
lock it
can't
in,
read any of the words in here.
yeah,
can
exactly. Well, that's exactly like a diary. You're not meant to read someone's diary.
Ah.
It has a little lock and key. And it's more about reading the gesture and the layers of memory that's encapsulated within each layer.
Today, Parla's large works go for as much as $1 million, yes, $1 million. But it was a long, hard road to success. He moved to New York in the late 90s, living a struggling artist's life.
You know, I remember at that time even like not having a proper shower. I had a huge bucket. Like I was like in the third world really in Brooklyn, you know.
You had a bucket?
Yeah, I went through pretty rough times, but happy because I was doing what I love to do.
In fact, Parla was invited to show his works in places like Tokyo, Hong Kong, Paris, and London, all of it chronicled by his brother and best friend Ray. But it wasn't until about 10 years ago that New York dealers came calling. His first big New York commission came from the Brooklyn Academy of Music in 2012. A year later, Barclays Center, a huge sports and entertainment arena in Brooklyn, commissioned this piece. Parla was selected in part because the rap mogul Jay-Z is a fan.
Each one I cut by hand, and the tops of them I use paper mache to do all the layering.
And the High Museum in Atlanta
1, 2, 3.
recently hosted Parla's first one-man museum show.
You've got all this that was made for this space. Would you like to see it go somewhere else after here?
I'd like to see it stay here because it's so beautiful. But
Curator Michael Rooks says he understands why Parla's work has started getting so much attention.
it's for me about this astonishing juxtaposition of color and line and form and a painting that speaks to the past while also looking forward to the future.
Parla just showed his work in Cuba, his old family homeland. And if New York was slow to accept him, well, he's got not one, but two important shows here this month. And at age 42, with a growing list of high-profile pieces, Jose Parla believes he is creating work that will stand the test of time.
Does it hurt your feelings at all if people just walk in and they're oblivious and they don't notice this beautiful thing you've made?
No, my feelings are beside the point. And you know what? If it doesn't get them coming in, it'll get them coming out.